Hello, IGN. My name is Jose Otero. I'm here with Per Schneider, and we are in a room with someone playing Donkey Kong Jungle Beat.
For the first time, right?
Yeah,
He's playing it for the first
so
time.
Brendan is playing this game for the first time. I fought really hard to get this game as part of our 125 Nintendo Let's Plays. If you're hearing banging
Do we have to speak
coming in on the
rhythmically?
mic, if you hear banging coming in on the mic, I'm so sorry, but
Yeah.
we had to really show you why this game is amazing. So Donkey Kong Jungle Beat is a very special game for the Nintendo GameCube. It is played using the bongo controller, which was a very unique thing.
Yeah, these came out. For Donkey Konga, right? Which was a Namco-developed game. Came out in 2003 in Japan, 2004 here. From the team that made Taiko Drum Master.
Well,
right?
that's who made Donkey Konga.
That was Donkey Konga. So
Yeah.
that came out with the bongo drums,
Yep.
and everybody said, "What the heck? It's such a brilliant marriage to have the Donkey Kong franchise and kind of like the crazy drums, right?"
Yep.
But then this game took it to the next
So
level.
this is Tokyo EAD.
That's
This
right.
is Koizumi specifically, who was the director on Mario Galaxy, and he was one of the co-directors on Super Mario 3D World. I think he was a producer on Galaxy 2. This is Nintendo's team making a platformer out of bongo drums, which I think was really, really cool.
And this was the first time that the Tokyo team, an unproven team, right, that we saw it in action.
Yeah.
This was when we played this game, and you actually, you saw the graphics for the first time. You're like, wait, these guys are doing like fur shading and all this kind of stuff. It just technically looked so good, but the game is so crazy.
Yeah.
Just the concept, like when you actually play it in front of somebody who's never seen it, you gotta drum. There you go.
Yeah, so we're watching Brendan play it. He's just clapping and pounding on bongo drums.
And this is the catharsis of beating up a boss physically is just so amazing. Like you get to the boss and you just bang these bongos and you feel like this tremendous satisfaction.
So I talked to Koizumi once about this game because I feel like I don't hear enough praise for this. I think it's such a cool idea, right? To say, okay, we're going to do a platformer where we are going to use a non-traditional method to make for you to control that platformer. And wow, this just got real. Wait, ready, go.
I hope you can hear some of the drumming.
Amazing. Yeah, I hope it is coming through because he's
what is
banging on
really
these
notable is we're talking about, this came out in 2004 in Japan. This was before the big music game craze that was kicked off with Guitar Hero in 2005. So, Nintendo, and to be honest, I mean, Namco before it, and there were the Dance Dance games and all that, but like Nintendo had the foresight of saying, could you take this concept of rhythm games and really apply them to a different genre?
Yep.
Making a platformer with this was just nuts.
Yeah. Oh, and I just realized I didn't finish the story I was trying to set up earlier. So I did interview Koizumi once that did mention this game. It was just like, I just don't hear enough good things about this thing. And he did mention that one of the ideas behind the vision of this thing was sort of that, to take a non-traditional, controller and turn it into a way to play a platformer. But he also said that part of the design too, that's so awesome, was
They're gonna go back?
was I can't finish the story because I'm just so stuck on this.
Go.
Was to kind of make a beat happen while you were playing the game. Like there was sort of a natural rhythm occurring while you were playing this game.
Yeah.
And that guy just got wrecked.
Yeah. Again, it's so weird, and yet it is so cool, and it's completely impractical. You were over at my house a while back when we just got together to play some ancient games like Eternal Darkness and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. Trying to scare me with Eternal Darkness, but
I didn't tell him anything about it.
Yeah.
And you looked at the closet and you're like,
what
do you have? I have four of the bongo drums.
Yeah, he has multiple sets.
Yeah, and like these games were just like, my family loved playing these games when they came out. It was just such a great party game to have.
Yeah.
There we go.
When there is a boss fight coming up, which does play to some extent. Maybe you can call it a little quick timey. I'm having a hard time remembering it off the top of my head right now, but we're probably going to get to it because Brendan is
he's
styling
rocking.
right
He's
now.
doing a really good job. Have you really never played this?
Yeah.
So I love the concept of the wall jump too, the left right thing.
And he got him. Oh, wow. Still going. All right, 44.
Nice.
Not bad. I wish I could ask him how he feels, but he's not mic'd up.
Skill.
Here's the boss fight. So check this out. It's very punch-out in a lot of ways, where you have to do certain commands to dodge and then just wreck them and get back in there. So fighting versus Dread Kong.
Has he ever come back?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, man. I want Dread Kong in Smash Brothers now.
Yeah, leave a comment if Dread Kong has appeared again. I don't remember him offhand.
Dread Kong.
So you could actually... Oh, nice job. All right, wreck. Yep, there you go. This is not going well for you. You could dodge too, Brendan. Clap. I think
clap to dodge, right?
Yeah, clap to dodge.
Oh.
Okay, that wasn't a clap.
Oh, Fairy just got her wings.
The counter is more valuable. You're not taking a lot of health off here. Try and get him to miss.
There's some, there we go. And, of course, this game got re-released, right? Without the bongos.
It did, and it wasn't as special. So it was re-released under new play controls on the Wii.
Yep.
You used the Wii Remote and Nunchuck as the inputs, a substitute for bongos. I was really disappointed by that. I think the bongos do lend sort of a special personality to this game.
It doesn't, as I said, it was really impractical, and having the bongos for just basically these two games that really mattered, right? Conga and this one, just didn't make a lot of sense. But when you remove the bongos, it doesn't work.
No.
Like, it's still fun to play, right? It's still a creative platformer, but it loses that tactile feeling of beating up your enemies and all that.
Well, it was a little sacrilegious too, because when they put it on the new play controls, you use the actual analog stick on the other controller on the nunchuck to move the character. That's not how this works.
Yeah,
I was staunchly against
this. You say that, but also I think when you get people who are not really hardcore players to play this, they have real difficulties with the movement.
Yeah,
the left and right.
But the noise is part of it. Like making the beat is part of what's happening.
Brendan makes it look really easy here. Like you see somebody who's not a gamer play this. They get stuck. They have a hard time jumping even over the smallest obstacles.
Sure, but I will argue that it is though still accessible enough that anyone can kind of pick up those bongos and figure it out. Like it's like playing an arcade game for the first time.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. What is interesting about this game? This was actually the first game to be rated E10+ by the ESRB. So remember the ESRB used to just rate E and T, and then they had KA, K2, kids to adult.
Yeah.
So they added this 10+, basically saying it's totally appropriate for everyone, but not everybody can play this because it is a little complex and it is a little crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. This is one of my favorite Nintendo games ever. Yes.
Oh, look at this.
Absolutely. This is sort of like an Infinite Runner before Infinite Runners were a thing. I just want to point this out.
Yeah.
At least to me. I'm not trying to say Nintendo started that because they didn't. But in a lot of respects, keeping this RAM running is very much...
It's really creative. It came up with a lot of stuff. And talking about firsts, remember that Nintendo had all but handed off the Donkey Kong franchise to Rare.
Yeah.
And so it was Donkey Konga, which isn't a true Donkey Kong game, but, handed it off to Namco, and then it finally came back to Nintendo in-house with this game. And
it was just such a different take, but it was playing up the whole jungle angle, and man, Brendan's having a rough time right now.
Yeah.
But you also notice, like, there's no health bars.
Yep.
He's not, like, you're going to make it through the stage. It's just a matter of, are you going to figure it out? Uh-oh, this is not going to end well.
The nice effects on the boss, too.
Clap again. Clap again. Brendan, clap.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. It's good.
All right, you got away.
Come on, Brendan. You can do it. We believe in you. Come on,
believe
clap
in
for
Brendan.
Brandon.
Tweet at RagaFraga if you're seeing this. Let him know that you watched this video and that he did a good job.
Maybe we should clap for him, which is kind of cheating, but...
And you got the orange.
Oh, man. That's...
All right, get ready for this.
Get ready for the jump.
Don't screw it up. Both bongos. And he didn't make it.
I like the inverse. It's so Japanese, right, to have that inverse
color
scheme.
Yeah, no, they do that. Well, regardless, Brendan, thank you very much for playing. Thank you, viewer, very much for watching. For more Nintendo coverage, including Donkey Kong, Jungle Beat, and plenty of Nintendo games, in fact, 125 of them, Let's Plays on the internet, make sure you keep it right here at IGN.